This is Jeremy with Helicon. In this video, I'm going to reveal 3 characteristics of depression and 3 things that you can do to help you fight those characteristics of depression. I've struggled with depression for a long time. I've never gotten on meds for it. And these characteristics and these tips really helped me a lot. You've probably never heard depression described quite this way before, so I hope that you enjoyed this short video. Before I jump in, do you like my backdrop? This is like the most makeshift backdrop ever. So, characteristic number 1, depression is a magnifier. So it always makes difficult situations seem worse than they really are. It makes the worst seem terrible. It makes the terrible absolutely paralyzing. And the truth is that what you feel is not what other people are necessarily feeling, and probably not feeling, maybe not even at all. And so what I do, the tip for the first characteristic of depression in this video is to imagine your strong negative. This is what I actually do this. Imagine your strong negative emotion like on a dial. And when you're feeling really awful, like you're feeling really terrible about like something that happened, maybe an experience you had with a friend or a relative or family member or coworker, and just after that moment, you're feeling really awful, right? So the meter is like all the way on the bad end of the spectrum, and you feel terrible inside, and you're panicking, and your anxiety is like magnified. What I do is imagine and visualize that dial is going back at least 50% of the way, because once you imagine the feeling being about, just half as bad as it feels, then I think that you will be thinking more closely to the reality of the situation, and you'll behave more pleasantly towards other people, even if you are freaking out inside. Your behavior will be more accurate to the situation as perceived by others, even if you have this abnormally negative feeling inside. As best as you can, allow your logic to overpower your emotion so that your exterior behaviors are more normal than what's going on inside. Characteristic number 2, depression is directly linked to your physical needs. So depression clouds your view of everything. This is why we have cartoons with characters with storm clouds over your head. It's true that when you're in a bad mood, your vision is kind of clouded and your outlook is clouded. Well, depression puts that storm cloud over your head every single day, whereas some people just experience it situationally, or like once a week or twice a week or once a month or never, who knows. So and it puts it puts you into what can feel like a waking nightmare. Like, do you know the feeling that I'm talking about? You almost feel like you're in a nightmare, like your vision is kind of hazy, and you just you don't know what's going on, and you feel chaotic and all those really, really bad things. So the tip for characteristic number 2 that has really helped me anyway is to take care of physical needs before that happens. So this will improve your mood, your state, your outlook. So what physical needs help, right? Like what physical needs? Like, what are you talking about? Find a way, personally, for how you can, every day. One of the things that helps is personal grooming, right? And hygiene. So make sure that before you think too much, you get your shower and you get dressed in one of your favorite clothes or whatever. And for guys in particular, and for me, okay, so this is personal to me, shaving actually makes me feel a lot better. I just recently got a haircut, and it made me feel a little bit better. It didn't solve the problems, but it kind of helped. Number 2 is that eating shortly after you wake up. So if you don't eat, it hurts your body and puts strain on your body, and that directly affects your mind, going with characteristic number 2. Number 3 is getting sleep, getting enough sleep. If you don't get enough sleep, somehow this can heighten depression, and what was already an unstable emotional state becomes even more unstable with less sleep. So, with depression, it's always like an uphill battle, and it's something that you can't just get rid of. But with characteristic number 2 being to fill your physical needs, just practice and try again and again and again, and never give up trying to fill your physical needs in order to improve your overall mental state. What is guaranteed to help me feel better throughout the day is shower and shave, putting on some nice clean clothes, getting food in my belly, and drinking a cup of coffee. I need all that. And sometimes working out in the morning before work. Characteristic number 3, depression is a liar. Have you ever had a day and you weren't feeling well and you just had an awful day, and it's because you struggled with some depression and it was just terrible. But the next day you feel better for whatever reason. Maybe you took care of more of your physical needs. Maybe you did something a little bit differently, or maybe you're just having an up day. And you the day before is almost like this vague, clouded dream. It's almost as though you dreamed the entire day before, and you can't even quite identify what was making you feel so terrible. Have you ever experienced that? Well, depression is a liar, and if you're stuck in that depressive mental state, your own chemical makeup will convince you that there's no way to get out of it, that you're a terrible human being, that you're not good at your job, and all these really bad kind of internal voices that are just playing on repeat, like not hearing voices, which is a serious problem. And maybe for some of you experienced that, but I just mean more internal thoughts that are going on, can be very negative. And depression is just a complete liar. And you might not even hear those internal messages going on. You might just feel it. And even that feeling is a liar. And in conclusion, I guess, your depression won't go away. It's here to stay. Depression is a disease, and you've got it, right? But there are a lot of things that you can do to help yourself feel better. I've gotten to the place where I still struggle with it, but it's a lot better than it used to be. Back when I was in college, I just had a lot of dark times and dark moments, and there were some difficult things going on, but I could have helped myself out a lot to be a lot happier and reach more goals and feel more motivated and just become a much stronger individual if I had been trying to find strategies that worked for me to help fight the depression. And it's a lot better than it used to be. So I hope that these tips help you. This is my first longer video. Please like the video. That would just give me a flutter of happiness if you did that. Please like the video, and also leave your comments, good, negative, or positive. Please also subscribe to my channel, because I'll be creating more videos like this with weird backdrops and practical tips from Helicon. And this is Jeremy with Helicon, and I've struggled with depression, and I hope this video helps you out a lot. Thanks.